Hello viewers, you're welcome to another episode of the Now Show. I am your regular host, Abosede Oza Osho. And on today's episode, we will be talking about a subject which has become so important, a father's relationship. Relationship, yes, definitely with his children. Because we know that, the children of nowadays, they talk about being detached from their parents. Parents are detached from them. So what kind of relationship does a father cultivate with his children? And to help us with this is a father himself of two adults, as it were, Mr. Lolu Akinwunmi. Uncle Lolu, thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you for inviting me again to this program. And let me congratulate you for the big strides the program is making. It's so nice that that it's doing so well.
Thank you. And we're glad that you were there at the very beginning with all of this. Mr. Lolu Akinwunmi is a group CEO, Prima Garnet Africa Group, Lagos. He is a fellow of the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, a fellow of the National Marketing Institute of Nigeria. He is author of over 80 professional papers and board member of several companies and organizations. He's published his book, Skin for Skin, The Prima Garnet Story. He's married to the very beautiful Mrs. Josephine Akinwunmi, who is a lawyer and a certified mediator and arbitrator. They're blessed with two wonderful sons, Tosin and Sheni. Lolu was ordained a pastor in 1990. Like I said in the intro, there's so much disconnect with the young adults and even little children of nowadays. And the young adults seem to have a ready excuse. It's like the parents are not there, especially the fathers, that the fathers are not there. I know that growing up, we had that, but we kind of lived with it. But these young ones, they seem to use that as an excuse. Well, I don't want to call it an excuse because they do have points, in their complaints and everything like that. So we now said, okay, let's do this show to make fathers out there aware that there is this problem. So what is the right kind of relationship to have with your children? Because I know you have a fantastic relationship with your sons. And well done, it's really amazing. So how do you go about navigating being a father to today's children?
Thank you very much. It's a very complex issue, and I'll tell you straight away. It's a complex issue because you have a father on one side who is committed and devoted in his heart to the family, to the children, to the wife. On the other hand, most fathers, even if your name is Bill Gates or Aliko, need to go out there, work hard, make a living, do everything and earn all of those resources to spend on the family and all that. So what has then happened is that in the last couple of years, more fathers spend more time on earning a living than maybe previous fathers. I remember growing up, most fathers would go to work and by 3 they would be back at home. Fully back at home. That would be the end of the work day. But it's no longer that, especially if you live in a place like Lagos, even if you close, and I don't know what companies or organizations close at 3, there's that time you need to spend.
Organizations nowadays drive you hard.
Then you have to be in the traffic. So definitely there's less time. And so what have parents tried to do? They have tried to shift that responsibility to schools. So you have a lot of schools that have boarding houses. I've never liked them. I've never liked boarding houses. And they sort of feel happy that, well, it's costing this, I'm spending this much to put this child or these children in the boarding house.
Okay.
So at least, you know, that takes care of what he's supposed to do. Everybody believes they'll do in school, but, you know, it's not so. So it's a combination of complex problems.
Yeah. And which is, you know, it's so interesting that you talk about the schools, you know, and us saying that we've spent so much money putting them in the schools, because it's one of the things that these children are complaining about. They say that, you know, we think that, you know, we've done the best for them because we keep reminding them, saying that, oh, I've sent you to the best of schools, I've paid so much money. That it's not about the money or about the schools, and you've sent them to the seemingly best schools or the Ivy Leagues or something. That what they want is a relationship with you. What they want is to be able to talk. They want your presence. They want to talk with you. They want you to know what they are going through. It's not about giving them the best of schools, the best that life can give. So they're looking beyond. So the father is thinking, okay, I work so hard. I'm working so hard for the family. But it looks like that's not what they're looking for.
Another thing that's probably missing, and this depends on individual families. Our first child didn't come until nearly 8 years into the marriage.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you that. I know that yourself and Auntie Coco waited a while before you started having children.
So mentally, we had time.
So, you know, I'm thinking, okay, did that form the kind of relationship you have with your sons now? Because you now knew the value of having children.
Not only that, we had become more mature adults.
Okay.
Certainly the way we related to Tosi when he came would have been different if he came right after the marriage. Okay,
so what you wait for, you have more value for.
Yeah, you know,
something like that.
Something like that.
Many of us have become parents immediately, so we don't appreciate.
In our planning, and I mean, I don't know what happens in other homes. We always wanted to do everything together.
Okay.
For example, until the children started rebelling, which was maybe about 4 years ago.
Because they become adults.
We went on vacations together. Even if it was just going to be once in a year. It was mandatory. But it got to a time, even if we went together, they would get to the venue or the location. And they would want to be on their own. But we still went because it helped. See, essentially what we are talking about is bonding. What we are talking about is bonding. Some people can do it better than others. I mean, I have friends who leave work. And they are not doing it because they are terrible people. They are very nice people. And they hang out maybe at their clubs. And probably don't get home until about 9, 10 because they want to eat. I mean, they want the traffic to ease. And by then, chances are the children are asleep. Even if they are not asleep, all you want to do when you get home about 9, 10 is to maybe shower and fall asleep yourself.
Just hit your bed and realize
that restricts you to possibly weekends. And then it depends if you have social activities, weddings and all. It restricts you even further. You know, so that's why I said it's a combination of I don't do too many social events except they are very important. So I have the time. And then for us it was also easy, and I thought I should mention this. My wife was the training manager in Bako. Then she left and went to study law. And she could have done other things, but she stopped her career. She didn't set up a law firm because she wanted to be there for the children, like if they came back from school. So at any point in time, one of us was always there for them. So
do we safely say that you had the resources for for one of you to be at home? Because not every family can afford that.
No, not entirely. See, it also depends on the kind of person you are. If mentally you see your needs as being few, then you won't. I don't splash. I buy based on need. I spend based on need. So
you must see your needs as being few.
My nature, if you know that.
Okay.
I can tell you straight away.
Okay. So I hear you saying bonding, very important. Then I hear you saying it's a deliberate attempt. It's a deliberate effort.
You've got to say, look, we are going to do this for them. So she said, look, I'm going to put my law career, even after she had graduated, I'll put it aside for a while. So at least, when they come back from school, who looks after their homework? Some people simply hire teachers who come in and sit with the children. They don't know about all that, know. But my wife would always be there. If I was home, I would also be there. Even if we traveled, we say in a place like UK, we would hire teachers, and I would sit with them and the teachers. So it was something we always did. So
you were always there.
If most times I made great efforts to be there.
Okay, so you made great effort to be there, which is, the key. You made the effort.
I certainly made the efforts to be there. Yeah.
Okay, so fathers out there need to know that you need to make the effort.
Let me put a rider to that. It's also easy to say, make effort. It was easy for me because I was already running my organization.
Okay.
So I had control.
Okay.
But if it wasn't my organization, if I was working in another organization where I didn't have control, it would be a bit difficult.
So what would you say to the young man out there who maybe is working for somebody, is not running his own organization, but he still has to have this relationship with his children? How does he go about it?
There are some things that have to be sacrificed. Social engagement. If you look at your average day or your average week or your average month, you can decide that, okay, I'll take this off, we'll spend this. See, when we talk of bonding and spending time, it doesn't mean you have to sit at the dining table. Yes. An ordinary drive out, what it means is that you are getting to know them, they are opening up to you, they are telling you everything. You encourage them to bring their friends home, to tell you a lot of things. Don't hide anything. And when that becomes the home call, because you also don't hide things from them. It's both ways. You tell them when business is not very good, you tell them that last year was very rough. Blah blah blah.
I like that. Don't hide things from them.
Don't hide things from them. Because you always see them as your children, but at some point they cross over from being children to adults.
Yes.
And most parents are not even aware when their children become adults. Because I remember very well, this is true story.
Yes.
Tosi and my wife would disagree, and Tosi would argue. And I would sit and I would be listening. And so one day, and then I would step in and he would be quiet. I said, you see, it's only when you say, I said, it's because you still see Tosi as your baby. Tosi is now an adult. So you still relate with him as Tosi the child.
Tosi, her child, her son.
Yeah, but this is now Tosi an adult, and he's telling you something. He wants you to listen to it. He's trying to establish to you that, look, I'm not an adult. I'm not being rebellious, but I'm not an adult. Let me make my point. I want you to understand me, even if you don't agree with me. It was easy for me to make a transition to that. Yeah.
Okay. Because even the little children that have not become adults, they want to be heard. They want you to listen to them.
Actually, these days, there's so much. The child of today grows very, very quickly. The exposure to social media, to all kinds of things, the thinking is different. So if you look at them and say, "Oh, it's a small," then you've
missed it.
You've missed it. Big time. What they're exposed to is just, look at Tosi and Shani. They were away from us. They went for A-levels, after A-levels, they were in the university. They've been away from us for, 7, 8 years?
Yes.
And they had transformed into their own kind of person. But thankfully, because we make the effort to see them, to talk to them, WhatsApp.
Because I was going to say that they were not away from you for 7, 8 years, because I know you were always seeing them.
Yeah, but it's a different thing when they live with you. You don't know. Right now, I don't know what they're doing.
So when they're home 24/7, it's different from...
You're able to follow through and watch and see little things that you probably would miss because they're there and they're living alone.
Okay. Okay.
You'll be able to, to see, even by the type of friends that come to see them, their language, little things, eating habits, little things that may normally appear insignificant. But having said that, even if the situation was perfect, you've got to also understand that under those conditions, just like it was at our own time, some children that will go bad will still go bad. You can't. There are things you can't explain. I mean, you bring up 4 children, 3 do very well. One turns out to be not just rebellious, under the same roof, the same upbringing, went with you to church every Sunday, everything, but chose a path and could be that way for years, and then probably would change again. So there are certain things. I mean, you've got to understand that factor of it. That factor of it, yeah.
Yes, because my next question was going to be, for a father out there who has heard everything you've had to say, but is saying, okay, I missed it. I don't have this relationship with these children. Can he start? Is there a way to rebuild or restore, as it were?
The only time it's late is when you don't do anything.
Ooh, please come again on that.
The only time it's late is when you don't do anything.
Wow.
But the moment you decide that, okay, I have observed that we had these gaps, I was remiss in XYZ, I could have done this. I wasn't malicious in not doing it. I was struggling to make ends meet, to provide for them.
Okay.
Well, I'm more comfortable now. You can. Everything starts with having a conversation with them.
Everything starts, because I was going to say, so how does it go about doing it?
Every relationship in this world starts with communication.
Good.
Don't let me even say conversation. Good. Start with communication.
Okay.
You have decided that, look, these are the things I neglected to do, or that I could have done better. But now I have identified them. I want to do them. So you then decide prayerfully, of course, the kind of relationship you now want to have with them moving forward. They will understand. You call them and talk to them that, look, and that is the whole essence of having mature adult children. These are things we should have done. These are things we didn't do. These are things I think we should be doing now.
And I think, thankfully, for the young fathers, they don't have to call them, communicate, apologize, or whatever. They can just start doing those things.
You can just say, what are you doing? I mean, that's just an example. What are you doing next Saturday? I mean, my children would never go and watch a movie with us. They would rather...
At least the young fathers can take out their little children, start going to the movies, start together.
The ones that are not too young, let's go to the polo club, let's do this. There are several opportunities for bonding.
Several opportunities.
Yeah, because again, you got to know the kind of child or children you have. What are their interests? What do you think they would really love to do or be more comfortable with, and all that. See, because the kind of work I do means we interact a lot with children. Our clients provide a lot of information. They profile them. The good news is that in the Nigeria of today, for example, in A, B, C socioeconomic groups' homes, the children there are taking less drugs. Very few of them are into habits that we started in Form 3, Form 4. Many of them don't smoke. They drink. They drink luxury things like champagne.
real super luxury.
And Hennessy, which I didn't taste until after I left, maybe until I was in the university. But there are some chronic bad habits. Drugs is one of them. Smoking cigarettes. They don't do them. Nobody ever told them don't do it, but they steer away from them. But they'll probably get to their parties and they'll drink champagne, they'll drink Hennessy and all. And that is it. They love to hang out a great deal. So there are patterns that you can key into, and then you've got to, don't forget that the best relationship between a father and children is that of friendship. Your son should see you as your best friend.
Okay. The best.
It's friendship.
I need you to come again on that.
See, the best relationship that should be between fathers and children. Your children should see you as, yes, you are their father, authority and all that, but you're also their friend in the sense that they can open up and relate to you. They can bring their friends over and say, oh, hello, Dad. This is my friend Deji. This is my friend. And, oh, what are you doing? What's your name? Oh, I think I know your dad.
And you as a parent, don't judge that child, because they bring some friends home that are funny.
They bring some friends, and after, you can, depending again on how close you are. Sometimes they come and I say, come. Femi, that's their friend. This is your hairstyle. You say it jokingly. How much did it cost you to do it? Wow. You have yellow hair. You have green, you have pink. And they laugh and say, Uncle, this is what is trending. I say, okay.
Oh dear.
But you can't come down on them. You can't condemn them.
Don't let me see that your friend in my house again.
They'll just simply run away from you.
Some parents do that,
Again. Those are children in the university who are otherwise doing well. And ultimately, they'll drop those things. But you can then talk to your children when just the two of you are alone. I wouldn't like you to wear a tattoo. I don't like it. Don't wear a tattoo.
Yes. So, what would now be, like I said, I've asked for your advice for the young fathers. I've asked for your, so looking at today's children, okay, now social media. So what do you have to say as a father? Your children, social media, because it's a reality.
There's nothing to say because it's an evolving trend. The media at some point was rediffusion. The media became television and radio and newspapers and magazines. But now is the social media. We don't know what the trend in the next 5 years is going to be. The social media, I was having a very interesting conversation with my former boss who, and I said, look, the social media can be for good or for bad because it is still media.
Yes.
It's just that anybody with a 3,000 naira Chinese phone can access.
So there's access now.
And do a lot of good or do a lot of bad. But it's there. It's there for everybody. It depends on what you want to do with it. You can only advise your children, for example.
Okay.
You can tell them, look, you don't have any reason to visit certain sites and all that.
Okay.
But you don't know whether he's doing it when you're not there.
True.
You don't know. So you can't, just like the government can't control, you can only try to influence, but you can't control.
You can only try to influence, you can't control.
You can't control them and say, if I see you on that site again, you just look at you and say, what's wrong with him? Then he go to the toilet and lock himself up and enjoy his sight.
So that's another point fathers have to be aware of. You can only influence, not control them.
You can't be a control freak. They'll run away from you.
Okay.
They'll not have a relationship with you. They will never bond with you.
Wow. Uncle Lolu, we could go on and on and on, but, we're constrained with time, by time, as it were. And I'm sure that in this short time that we've had this conversation, some father out there would have picked up something that would help him better his relationship with his children. So, you know the drift. We have what we do on the Now Show, which we call the last word. So, Uncle Lolu, what would be your last word to our viewers?
The last word is that really every father must know that there are responsibilities. There are responsibilities, and as best as you can, most fathers cannot meet with all the responsibilities because of societal challenges. There are limitations. You can't do it alone. Working with your wife, it's got to be partnership. Even if you happen to be the lead partner, as best as you can, make sure you play your role, meet your responsibility. let the children see you as the pack leader. As the pack leader, yeah. And that while you are free and everything with them, they know that when you speak in certain ways, it's because you're looking after their interest, and it's because you know that is the best way to go about it then, at least while they are still living under your roof.
Wow, wow. And so, my viewers, you've heard it all. You know, a father's relationship with his children should be one of bonding, of friendship. It is not about you saying you've sent them to the best schools. It's not about the money. It's not about the work that you're doing. It's about that deliberate effort to have that friendship with them. I hope that this few minutes we've spent has inspired some father out there to better his relationship with his children for a better society, so that we can all be winners and overcomers. So until we come your way again on the Now Show, I'm your regular host, Abosede Oza Osho, signing off with my Uncle Lolu Akinwunmi.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Don't forget to like this video. And if you haven't, subscribe to the Now Show channel today and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any video that is uploaded. Thank you for watching.